Today we're taking a look at Varavon's latest Armor II DSLR video cage. Now this is different than their first Armor series cage, and it's got some unique features, very cool. Right now it's available for the 5D Mark III and the Samsung NX1. I don't have the NX1, so we're going to do the 5D Mark III. Later they're coming out with the 7D Mark II, Panasonic GH3, GH4, as well as the Sony A7S. So what we'll see in this cage here is going to be carried over to those other cameras, and they'll be available soon. But let's go ahead and set this up. By the way, look at their box, really nice. Varavon is really stepping up their game with their products. Let's unbox this guy. Okay, packaging, really nice. We've got the top handle, cold shoe, 1/4-20 threads, and there's a hex tool built into the handle, and it's held on with a little magnet. So, top handle, 15mm rod, carbon, 1. So, we'll talk about why this is pretty unique here. We got a 90-degree 15mm clamp. Got a little pad here. You guys can see what that looks like. I'll show you what that does in a second. We've got an Hdmi adapter. Now this is for the 5D Mark III, and you put this into the camera so that as you're putting in and taking out an HDMI cable, you're not wearing out the connections in the camera, you're connecting it to this adapter. Now, I'll show you how that works inside of the cage here. Looks kind of like a standard cage. Leather hand strap here off to the side, HDMI clamp. You've got your cable locks here, and then you've got this swiveling little rosette 15mm clamp here on the side. Let me put this away, and we'll talk about the cage. All right, first thing, let's get the camera into the cage. So they have a D-ring here on the cage, so you don't need a tool. You can tighten it up by the D-ring, but if you really want to torque it down, there's a hex tool, and then your hex key again is inside the handle, so we could torque it down. Put the hex tool back. Let's get the HDMI adapter in here. Now once that's locked in, we would turn this thumb knob and lock that adapter in place here. So now if we were to put a HDMI cable in and out all day, we're not wearing out the connection in our camera, we're just plugging it into this adapter. Now once this cable is plugged into the adapter, you would use this pinch here on the cable, and that will prevent it from just getting tugged out. So we have that in place. So once again, top handle goes into the cold shoe, so you could just use it just like this, but you can put the top handle on the cold shoe, and then you screw it in, locks it down, and there you go. That's your little cage system. Now, the thing about cages is you could use it to add all your accessories, but if you just wanted to use it like this is actually perfect for car mounts. So if you guys are planning on doing a car mount, you don't want to just use the one tripod mount under the camera. You want to put a cage system around there. It's going to give you a lot of points to mount additional support, other suction cups. You could have 3, 4, 5, or 6 mounted to your camera. It'll be a lot more solid and a lot more safe. So that's what you need cages for. But we'll put the top handle in here, and we'll get to mounting some accessories, which is pretty much what everyone wants to do. But this is unique the way it mounts accessories. So the first thing I'm going to show you is, let's add a 15mm rod here to the front. We just lock this down. So we have one rod here. Now with this one rod, we can actually add a monitor, EVF, audio recorder, a microphone, I don't know, LED light, whatever you want. But what we could do too is add a follow focus. There's a lot of follow focus systems out there that just work on one rod. So this is a Cinovate Duris, really, really nice follow focus. So let's just lock this guy in place here. Okay, and we have ourselves a nice follow focus on this Rokinon Cine lens. But if you're right-handed and you don't want to have it on the left side, another option that you could do is move the rod over to a different mounting point on the cage. So Varavon actually has another mounting point right here at the top. So if we just take this, lock down this clamp here, we can actually move our follow focus off to the top here. You'll see a lot of guys do this, especially with like wireless follow focus systems. And we could have our follow focus here on the right side. And you don't always have to use a follow focus. Once again, you can add a number of different accessories wherever you're mounting your rod. Let me take it off this position and show you that they also have a mounting point over here off to the top. So you kind of get this 90-degree 15 mil clamp built into the handle here. And this is like the perfect position for something like a monitor. So here we have F&V's Medica FM7. Put this guy right up here. And that's just like a great place to have a monitor. And if you have this rod a little bit longer, you can obviously add your microphones, LED lights, audio recorders, whatever you want. You have it. You still have access to a full top handle, but you have access to a 90-degree 15 mil clamp right here at the top as well. And if that's not enough, they actually even have another 15 mil clamp here off to the side. So right over here, I don't know if you can see that, right in the cage, gives you another mounting point where you can add, I don't know, something else. They give you 1, 2, 3, 4 15 mil clamps. You could also take this guy, swing him over, and add something like a power supply. So some cameras like the Sony a7S, the battery sucks. So some people may want to run an external power solution for the Sony a7S, and something like this would work. But that would give you access to mount some sort of battery solution. Now, they do give you a 90-degree clamp and this little pad here, and I was going to show you what that does. Basically, is if you had another rod, like I do here, it's using a PV Gear carbon fiber rod, you'd put their 90-degree clamp, and you would add this pad over here. And I'm not going to make this perfect, but basically you would take the hand strap here off to the side. You can use this pad, tuck it in as a shoulder mount, and then you'd be able to rack focus manually, as well as have access to, say, your EVF or monitor right over here. So it gives you a nice little stable support, kind of like those target shooters. So very handy. But anyways, that's kind of a quick look at Varavon's Armor II cage. They give you 4 15 mil clamps built right into the cage. Obviously 1/4x20 threads, 3/8 threads, and a number of mounting points right underneath the camera here too. I don't know if you can see that, but tons of mounting options. Cable pinches, your HDMI lock, your adapter. You have full access to all your, obviously, card slots, batteries, and all your dials and buttons and everything. So anyways, more information about this stuff, check it out on Varavon's website, or follow the link below this video or at the blog cheesycam.com.